Well, today has been match day 29 for the side of Man City and match day 30th for the side of Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal is left with just 8 games, to end the season, and Man City is left with 9 games to sum up the season, meaning that City even have a game in hand. But as I've gone ahead to do a video earlier of Man City, City has gone ahead to drop points at the Etihad Stadium 2-2, and Arsenal have gone away at the Amex, or the American Express Stadium, to see to it that they really collect 3 points in there for you. Hard-fought points for the side of Arsenal, and City has slept at the Etihad. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and we are powered by St. Maria Great SS Katende. They are letting you know that the admissions for O and A level are open, and you can call them on +25670478536, and you'll thank me later because your child will obviously get the best education services that you have ever gone ahead to dream about. Co-curricular activities. Do you want your child to be playing football, swimming, music, and so on and so forth? All of that is catered for at that school. So please do the due diligence and obviously call those numbers, email them, and go to their website, and you'll thank me later. That is it. So Arsenal had one of the hardest games today. If you watch my match preview, I remember I came up and told you that it's not gonna be an easy game. You remember when I was saying that it won't be an easy game. And all in all, you've watched it. You've seen it. It wasn't an easy game at all. And it really created lots and lots and lots and lots of nervy moments in there for you, because David Raya needed to be at his best. Hincapie needed to be at his best. Gabriel Magalhaes needed to be at his best. And this game had obviously gone ahead, obviously raised tensions to the players to an extent that Mosquera, who had the yellow card, had given up on Mint. It's called Mint. That is, I think, is a left-footed player who was playing as a left attack midfielder for the side of Brighton. He had a chance to obviously stop him out of the 10-box area, but when he beat him, he was like, I'm not going to touch him because I do have a yellow card. That would have gone ahead to call in for a red card. And he let him go, and that would have gone ahead to cost the club of Arsenal. And the manager was like, get off the pitch, I get in Ricardo Carafiori. And the manager went ahead to field 2 left-footed players into that central defense. I've gone ahead to see some people come here and obviously downplay the efforts of Hincapie. But if you watch the game today, you now know why I've always told you that Hincapie is more reliable, because he's not injury prone and he is solid. That is it. Very fast, solid, and a hard tackler in there for you. And he's a very good game reader. So that's what really makes him stand out as a player of his caliber. And in this game today, you've seen his capabilities, and I think he's one of the best performing players onto that pitch. That's how Arsenal collect in those huge points in there for that particular encounter. So I really feel that this is a very huge turning point. And I've been saying this, that Arsenal has a squad that can win the league. And one of the traits of winning the league is not to concede very many goals. Look at Man City. When they're playing away at Leeds, they really kept a clean sheet. That's why they won it. You get? And they scored only 1. Today, when they fail to keep a clean sheet, they've gone ahead to obviously find themselves in a position of not really winning the game. And that's what Arsenal has gone ahead to do today. They've gone ahead to keep a clean sheet. Now, I've been looking out at the run of games that Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously have, and I was like, indeed, they're really having what we call champion traits. And what are those champion traits? After losing 3-2 to Manchester United at Emirates, Arsenal has not gone ahead to lose any game. That is it. Because after losing to Man United, They beat Leeds 4-0. They beat Sunderland 3-0. They drew with Brentford. They drew with Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've beaten Spurs. They've beaten Chelsea. And they've beaten Brighton. 7 games in the Premier League. And they are still counting. You understand? And they really have some space now to obviously breathe a little bit, because Arsenal is having an FA Cup away at Mansfield, right? That's where they're obviously going to be playing. That is over the weekend. It's going to be a Saturday FA Cup. Midweek, they're going to be playing the Champions League, and they'll play in the Premier League again 14th March when they're hosting Everton. That means they go ahead and obviously win this. It will obviously help them go to the side of Etihad when they know what they really have on their cards. Sorry, they go to the EFL, They play the EFL Carabao Cup finale, 22nd, host Bournemouth at the Emirates, and they will obviously go ahead and really play a team known as Manchester City. Now, one thing that people haven't obviously going to have to look into, that those 2 games of Arsenal, Everton, and Bournemouth before they play City in the Premier League, are very serious games. And for Man City, they'll have to play West Ham and Crystal Palace. But what do they have in between? Over the weekend, Man City is going to be playing away at Newcastle, where Man United is going to hate to lose today. 50th round of the FA Cup. Will the manager surrender this trophy to the side? I don't think so. He'll obviously feed a very huge team. Then, after Saturday game, he'll have to travel to Madrid to play against Madrid. That is on Wednesday. Saturday, after Arsenal playing Everton, City might be 10 points behind Arsenal, and City will be playing away in London. City will be playing away in London, right? As City plays away in London, they'll be preparing for their game to host Man City on Tuesday. You see how they're obviously going to be having very huge fixtures. After that, they'll have to play Arsenal, in the Carabao Cup final, 22nd. That is March. You get? And after playing that final, they'll have to play Chelsea. And after playing Chelsea away in London, they'll obviously host Arsenal. Now, with these Newcastle, Madrid, West Ham, and Crystal Palace, and Chelsea, those are 5 games. They'll be needing this team to be at its best and obviously offer something very, very special, I tell you. So, I think in those games, I think City will have to lose a Premier League game, I tell you. They'll either drop points. And I know by the time they play against Arsenal, Arsenal will be having some huge points ahead of City, I tell you. So that is it. So Arsenal today has come up and obviously gotten a goal through Bukayo Saka, and it was a very beautiful goal. And they only needed that solo goal from Bukayo Saka. He was fed in by Julian Timber. Then he ran, chopped out on his left and went ahead for a shot. Baleba had a slide touch that saw that ball go into the back of the net. And I think I think Arsenal had only 2 shots on target in that game of football. That is really very shocking. You understand? That means Arteta understood the assignment. He was like, let's not lose. Let's not really drop the 3 points. Let's collect the 3 points in whatever manner. But after really getting them in, we obviously prepare for the game of Bayern Leverkusen. Arsenal, vis-a-vis to what of Man City, Arsenal are really having a very, very weak fixture. Why? Arsenal are obviously going to be playing a team known as Mansfield in the FA Cup over the weekend. Mansfield is playing Newcastle. Then in the midweek, they're going to be playing Bayern Leverkusen away. You understand? So what does that mean? It means that Arsenal are really going to rest their team, and it will return in action on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. You get? Then, Those same players are obviously going to be returning on the weekend to play against Everton. That really speaks volumes to the side of Arsenal and how good they are. So, they've won this game of football. I don't even want to go a lot in detail, but you have to give David Raya his flowers and every player that we had obviously put in a very huge shift. But this game has changed the mindset of the Arsenal fans. And the Sky Sports pundit that was at the Amnex Stadium, or you can call it the others call it Amnex All American Express Stadium, has gone ahead to report, and he has been spotted, and he's called Sam Blitz. He said, Arsenal fans are currently singing, "We are going to win the league." That's a huge shift from just "we are top of the league." I believe that's the first time that chant has been sung this season. No matter how many days Arsenal have spent at the top of the table, it shows how big a night this is. Arsenal have 8 games left and have a 7-point lead at the top. This is a night that has confirmed Arsenal can be robust when it matters, and City are not the team of old. That is it. City are no longer the team of old. And Arsenal have always gone ahead to chant, "We are top of the league. We're on top of the league. Not we are going to win the league." Now, if the fans are really feeling it, you get, then how come you think you're not feeling it? So it's obvious, written all over the wall. I said, if there is anyone to stop Arsenal to lift the league, it's going to be God. But no human act can stop Arsenal from lifting the league, I tell you. And indeed, it's obviously orchestrating in here onto the Rokani Media Football. And I'm like, Arsenal dropping points was really not good, but it was blessing disguise, because they're obviously dropping points at a time where you can drop those points and obviously recover. You get? But where we are going right now, in April, no way you survive by dropping points. You see, City has dropped 2 points, and now Arsenal has gone ahead, obviously, attain a 7-point lead. And there are those who are really saying that it's Arsenal and City has a game in hand. Guys, can I take you back to the season of 2022-2023? Do you know how many games Arsenal had in hand? Arsenal had very many games in hand. And everyone was like, if Arsenal wins those games, they'll obviously take the trophy. Guys, do you know what happened? Out of the last 8 games, I think Arsenal won 3 and lost, 3 and drew 2. You understand? So, Arsenal is in a much more better position because they've already gone ahead to know their fate in those games. But City doesn't know what's obviously going to be happening in the game of Crystal Palace. They've gone ahead to postpone, and in another game they're supposed to be playing. So, in the game of football, that's why I obviously liked Sir Alex Ferguson. Was like, get us those games and we get them out of the way. He always wanted to even play more games than his opponent, because he knows to it that will paint a very good picture on what the season is obviously going to be like. So, Arteta on the wheel, and his team is obviously winning. And as I've already told you, even when they've gone ahead to drop points, I've told you, they're still winning the league and they're still on the course of lifting the Premier League. Today, Arsenal has gone ahead to go to 67 points. That is it. 67 points. Man City is having 60 points, and United is third with 51 points. Aston Villa is fourth with 51 points in there for you. So, it's something good for the club of Arsenal, and let's wait and see how things pan out. But on the weekend, no Premier League. It's going to be an FA Cup outing for the club of Arsenal at Mansfield as Man City goes to play away at Newcastle. And one thing that you guys haven't obviously gone ahead to know about Man City, they're obviously going to be playing 2 away games against Newcastle, right? Against a team known as Real Madrid. Then they'll come and play away at West Ham. 3 away games in a space of 7 days. Guys, do you think there is a manager who would obviously want to have such a fixture? And they've already gone ahead to see even Pep Guardiola, the manager of Man City, come out and obviously bash the the FA or the Premier League for obviously having such an action, pressure-packed fixture. You get? So please, reality will kick in at a point X, and Arsenal is taking this away. And it might even easen up in a more proper way. And if you're an Arsenal fan, pray to it that City knocks out Real Madrid. Let them keep pushing hard into what we call the Champions League. The more they keep going high in the Champions League, they'll be having games to play, and a lot will happen in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Good night, and Rokani David is here. A sign out.